Chances are, you've heard people talk about OSHA with the same enthusiasm they'd use to talk about an IRS audit. But what is OSHA, and are they actually effective at making the workplace safer? Well, you're about to find out. Hi, I'm Rachel with Ally Safety. I'm a safety professional, but I don't work for OSHA. My career was built on helping companies stay in compliance with OSHA. So now that's out of the way, let's get going. So, OSHA stands for the Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Congress established it in 1971 following its enactment of the Occupational Safety and Health Act of 1970. This legislation was in response to the growing concerns over workplace accidents that had resulted in a crazy 14,000 worker deaths and 2.5 million disabled workers annually in the 2 previous years leading up to the bill's passing. Seriously, I'm not even joking. That was the state of workplace safety back then. So with that in mind, it sounds like OSHA might be a good idea, right? But then why do they get such a bad reputation? Well, to start off with, OSHA's job is actually pretty tough, and they're usually getting negative pressure from all sides. Employers, industry leaders, as well as even employees in some cases. You see, the thing is, creating safety rules and regulations doesn't make you as beloved as you might hope. I know this because I'm a safety pro and find this all the time in my own work. OSHA has to also hold businesses accountable for following the rules and regulations, which is a lot of work for businesses and therefore a lot of work for employees who generally don't like having to follow more rules, policies, and procedures, even when those rules and regulations are for our own safety. I get it. But although I agree that it's not always the most user-friendly organization, it is the federal government after all. I have to admit, they've been effective while also being under-resourced. The reason I say that is federal OSHA is a pretty small agency. They only have about 1,850 inspectors responsible for the health and safety of 130 million workers. If you do the math, that translates to about 1 compliance officer for every 70,000 workers. I know, talk about a rough job. They also generally have a pretty small budget, about $590 million each year. So with limited money and resources, here's what they've been able to do. Since its beginning in 1971, OSHA has been able to decrease worker deaths in America significantly. Remember at the beginning when I mentioned OSHA was created to decrease the 14,000 deaths occurring annually? Well, they've been able to drastically decrease those numbers by about 70%. In 2020, 4,764 workers died on the job. Is that still too many workplace deaths? Yes, absolutely. But is it a huge improvement? Also yes. Worker injury and illnesses are also down by about 75%, from 10.9 incidents per 100 workers in 1972 to 2.7 per 100 in 2020. So when it comes to OSHA, is it the user-friendly, smooth operating agency of our dreams? No, it's the federal government. Does the general population always appreciate the extra rules and regulations? No. But has the agency improved workplace safety? Undoubtedly yes. And that's your quick intro to OSHA. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Take care and stay safe. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to check out the Ally Safety Toolbox Talk membership at allysafety.com. There, you'll find an entire library of videos that are created to make safety entertaining. I'll see you there at allysafety.com.